What you waiting for? It's time. Time for love. It's time. Time for the sun and sand. It's time. Time for fun. It's time. It's time. It's time to let your hair down. Come on. Come on. Come on. To have no fear. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's time. What you waiting for? It's time. 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 What you waiting for?
How's my hair? Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another edition of the Merv Brito Show. My name is Merv Brito. And welcome to another live broadcast of our show, wherever in the world you may be. Coming up on today's show, Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks have won the 2026 NBA Finals.
Really?
In 5. Wow, what a team. And I'm not even a New York Knicks fan, but they're grafters. They scraped and clawed and they won it and they deserve the kudos.
Look at your T-shirt with a nod to
That's
the
why I'm wearing this. Also, the World Cup is finally here after 4 long years, and a Uruguayan player with Goan roots, Maximiliano Araujo.
Wow.
Potentially with Goa heritage background. We're going to take all the credit, mate. Goa's taking all the credit. On a more serious note, they're mourning Goa demands justice for Samuel. We're going to talk about that. That is very sad, really, because what happened shouldn't have happened, and it's a trivial thing. We'll talk more about it. These and many more interesting.
The incident was trivial.
It was.
Shouldn't have led to the loss of life. That's
yes, Joanne.
Yeah.
These and many more interesting topics and thought-provoking topics coming up on today's show. But first, as we always do, we'll say hello to the gang that make this all happen and put this all together. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wilbert Cardozo.
Hello everyone, good evening. Happy Feast of St. Anthony's to all my Shualkar friends.
This is the main St. Anthony's Church feast, yes?
Yes.
At the big junction there. Happy Feast, Bullfest. Ladies and gentlemen, also sitting in the studio, and he was a little bit tardy today, but the big cheese himself, Mr. Ajoy Barreto.
Don't believe Mauve.
Hey?
Don't believe.
He was doing his homework.
I was doing my homework.
Right.
I do my homework from my remote location, but I'm here and I'm really excited for this show today.
That beautiful angelic voice is the one and only breakfast queen, the wordinator, the wordsmith. She was out boozing last night with Madhavi.
I only had one drink. What's wrong with you?
That voice you hear is the one and only Mrs. Joanne Brito. Boom.
Hi, everybody. Lovely to see you all. I've got my Boston College T-shirt on.
For?
Well, it's a nod to my gorgeous niece who went to Boston College, but actually in celebration of Scotland winning in Boston at the Foxborough Stadium, which I've also been to. 32-year anniversary of my first appearance at the World Cup.
Foxborough Stadium, famous. The Pats play, the New England Patriots play. They're a great NFL team, one of my favorites. You've been there, yeah? And you watched this?
Twice I've been.
We're going to talk about all of these things. Ladies and gentlemen, we do the show live every Sunday, 6 p.m. And I mentioned wherever in the world you may be, the Merv Brito Show brings people together. We talk about issues that are trending, that are happening here in Goa, in India, or around the world. These are interesting topics that we think that are important enough to make people aware of. Talk and discuss them. We have social media handles for the Merv Brito Show. You can connect with us, contact us. On your screen right now, all the social media handles, wherever you get your social media from, themervbritoshow.com, our website, www.themervbritoshow.com. And if you want to get in touch with us live in the studio, if you don't believe me, we're live streaming the show. Give us a call, 750-7246-246. That is our WhatsApp number. You can call us from anywhere. We can speak to someone anywhere in the world. You can wish them. Joanne, you normally do shout-outs.
Yeah, well, I was going to wait, but it's one of my favorite cousins, Philip's birthday on the 17th of June, which is Wednesday.
Philip Gardner.
Yes.
A very happy birthday.
Remember, we went to his big birthday bash last year in the UK?
That dude, he doesn't age. Philip always looks the same. And Helen, by the way, the beautiful Helen, the lovely Helen. But Philip doesn't age.
I know.
We're gonna we'll do shout outs. We'll speak to some more people. I do want to talk to some people, actually, some interesting people. We do the show every week, like I said, and a lot of the topics that we discuss on the show are contentious, but we are doing this to entertain and educate you at the same time. The opinions expressed on the show are the opinions of the people expressing them, and not the expressed or implied opinions of the Merbrita show in general. I've met some really, really kind people along the week, and it happens all the time, and I'm so embarrassed because I don't remember names. But thank you for all the words, the compliments. You guys that do listen to the show, watch the show, I do appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a live, interactive show. We'd love to hear from you. So leave us a comment. We talk about these things, and we want the involvement. Joanne, I want to talk about this young cat that committed suicide, and it's very, very sad. There's a lot of people that are supporting him. There's a big show in Mapsa, a big show of people that are trying to figure out why Samuel died or what happened, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
So it's alleged that he died by suicide. So last Sunday, there was actually a candlelight vigil and a peaceful protest. Because there's a lot of controversy around the case, of course. And apparently the family had to really, really beg for the autopsy reports because the police weren't actually even going to release the autopsy reports to the family. So, I mean, it's just really horrendous, this poor young guy. The family shouldn't have to be suffering any more than they already have.
It's a tough enough time now.
Absolutely.
But you definitely need to ask the questions. And this poor kid took his life because for whatever reason, I have no idea. He was caught dumping or illegally fly tipping, dumping garbage. That's not the end of the world. No. But we don't know the background, the history of what happened beyond that, right? With the police department or whatever the case may be. The saddest thing and the thing we want to focus on is this young boy took his life. Yeah. And it shouldn't be the case. Anybody out there going through any kind of illnesses, seek help. People have to reach out and help people that are going through a tough time. We don't know the details of what happened at the police station or even how he got his hands on, however he committed suicide, how he got his hands on a weapon. Yeah. But it does need to be talked about.
Absolutely. And I think also because of the fact that...
Sorry, Joanne, this is in Mapsa. They're marching in Mapsa, yeah? Mm-hmm. Go on.
Yeah, so... they're actually demanding answers as to why that video was put out there without actually even blurring out his face, blurring out his registration number, anything like that. So it was just seemed like people were so easily able to identify him. And in spite of the fact that he was apologizing to the police and, wanted to pay the fine and everything, it just felt that everybody was being extremely heavy-handed around the situation. And obviously it just caused immense pressure for the whole family. So, I mean, it's just horrific. There should be kind of more laws and legislation to stop these kind of things.
But how would you stop it? There's laws and legislation. There's all kinds of foolproofs. You quote unquote think they're foolproof, but yet you lost a young life for something, like I said, trivial. A life is a life. It's a human life. Yeah. And this poor cat at his young age, he's a good looking, well-built young gentleman, took his life. And we don't know what's happening. So these people, I'm guessing, are showing up in force in Mapsa, and I didn't even know his name was Samuel, but justice for Samuel, and they should get justice, and the governing bodies, including the police department, should be answering questions as to how this happened, why it happened. Yeah, it's very sad.
So they're wanting to suspend the Mapsa PI and the PSI who were involved in the interrogation. Why? Because they're saying that they have answers, they have to answer for what happened inside the room when he was being interrogated. I think it's alleged that he had some other internal injuries as well.
Joanne, in any country in the world, when any interrogation is taking place, you either have an attorney or you have cameras running. Yeah. These cameras should be, and this is a great time for this boy, you should probably name it after him, the Justice for Samuel cameras, or the footage, or the law that will not allow you to interrogate anybody in any position unless you've got one person with you.
Yeah.
and cameras are rolling, you should have footage of anything that happens behind closed doors. So you can get to the bottom of things are going to happen. Bad things will happen. People will do bad things. But why aren't there cameras and camera footage of what happened and what caused this poor boy's death? You know what I'm saying? Everywhere in the world, Ajoy.
Yeah, Merv, I think nobody is questioning the fact that Samuel unfortunately decided to throw garbage. That was wrong. But, what happened after that is the question. Was the law followed in terms of, one, did it need to go to the extent that the police did? The autopsy report has come up with insights which are very questionable as to how he was. Apparently, he allegedly had a hit on his head, which is kind of suspicious. Now, who has beaten him up is the question, right? And the Goa has had, and India for that matter, the police has had a history of brutality. In fact, there's another case in Goa where somebody allegedly has died in police custody this week.
No, it's not.
Right?
Ajoy, this is not one or two. This has happened all the time.
So why? The first question is, why wasn't the law followed? Why is the police not following procedure? Why is the police allowed to become heavy-handed like this? And thirdly, you said that there should be CCTV cameras.
Of course.
Do you know that? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, whoever's watching, please give me your inputs. But isn't there a law, a Supreme Court had passed a law or had insisted that every police station has to have a CCTV camera running? I'm pretty sure I'm correct here. Correct me if I'm wrong. So these laws exist, Merv.
But Ajoy,
But they're still not being implemented. Why?
we here in this place that we love so much, and we talk about these for that reason. We want to make people aware of what's going on, and anywhere around the world. If you've got a connection to Goa, you're from Goa, you're not even whatever the case. If you know about Goa or you love this place, is exactly why we're passionate about it. We talk about these things. Anywhere in the world, you've got CCTV footage for any interrogation behind closed doors. Number one, you have a department that actually watches the police. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. In the UK, in the US,
Ombudsman.
Not an ombudsman. An ombudsman, you can take it to an ombudsman for clarification or whatever. You've got an enforcement department that goes after the police that do wrong or commit crimes or take bribes, or there's like proper enforcement.
Internal affairs,
IAD. You got an IAD department, internal affairs department that watches, and you're not trying to bag on the cops, but why is this happen? Okay, it's happened. It's a mistake. Why does this continue to happen? You got all these high-flying ideas of doing all these things for Goa and mate, let's do this and that and the other. The basic rules: don't reinvent the wheel. Follow what's being done anywhere in the world that is legitimate, that is commonsensical. Cameras in the interrogation, record the interrogations. Audio recording of the interrogation, video recording of the interrogations. If somebody is thought of or suspected in any government agency of doing something wrong, there should be an ombudsman, there should be a department that focuses. It is completely independent of, they cannot be tampered with, they cannot be persuaded or anything like that. Ajoy, this happens around the world and it happens for a reason.
Merv, all of these cases, the result is so-and-so person is suspended.
Yeah.
What happens? You know what suspension is? It's like paid leave, or maybe without pay.
No, but
if a cop has been proven to do something illegal, first of all, they should be stripped of their uniform and they should face criminal charges. I can bet you in the past, and even in this case, we will not see it reach criminal charges only if the police have actually done something wrong, right?
You never hear about what happens afterwards, because even when that guy got attacked, that the goons attacked that guy who was a bit of a not a protester, but he was an activist, and he got beaten up. What happened about these cases, right? So you never hear about like proper action being taken about the person that committed the crime, or they went to jail, or they're a couple of weeks, couple of months, couple of years later, they're out roaming the streets because they paid the cops, or they paid somebody, they've used pull to get. I'm not saying it to everybody. It doesn't happen to everybody, and not every cop is crooked. All I'm saying to you is, forget about the high-flying ideas of having this, that, and the other. Implement basic, stupid, idiot-proof methods and modus operandi to prevent these things from happening. This kid has lost his life. You're forgetting about the most important thing is Samuel, right? And do something in his name. his family's name. These poor people have lost their sons through no foul commit of their own, mate. This guy was taken into custody. Next thing you know, they've claimed. What happens with the autopsy report? Does the hospital or the department that does the autopsy have autonomy? Are they controlled by anybody in power? So that's the point I'm making. What's the use of having results that can be manipulated?
Yeah, what I don't understand is why the police had the post-mortem report and they were holding it back from the family. And they were saying you have to submit an RTI.
Why?
And
That's
they made
crazy.
them wait a whole day. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's their absolute right.
The PI should, senior people should be getting involved. Guys, this is a life. And it's sad to say, and I'm not trying to be sensationalize it, but here in India, we don't have the same value. Life doesn't have the same value and meaning like it does everywhere else in the world. It's too common. And listen, I'm fighting my own battles. I'm busy, Baba. I'm earning this thing. I've got to support my family. But these are the things that you need the authorities and competent figures in your government agencies and authorities to take note. Don't reinvent the damn wheel. Implement stuff that's going to prevent these. You make a mistake, do something to prevent these things from happening in the future.
And if they had a chance to address this garbage dumping situation, they've done the biggest disservice by not doing it by the book here, right?
Meaning, I don't understand.
When I mean that if they're done by the book, there's a fine. Make salmon, whoever dumps, pay the fine and be the end of it. Why take it to such an extent that you have actually defeat the very purpose of trying to dissuade people from throwing garbage?
Ajoy, can I just say you've hit the nail upon the head. You just said something I didn't even think about. If you get caught doing any crime, littering, whatever, you normally pay a fine. You did something wrong, you pay a fine. There's repercussions. How did this boy end up in the police station? Why was he interrogated? Why wasn't he given a fine and sent home? Or why wasn't he? Listen.
Exactly.
But that's a good question you're asking. This is the kind of cockroach junta party. This is the kind of goddamn change in movement. You've lost his life in his name. For perpetuity, implement a law that prevents any kind of interrogation behind closed doors without cameras, audio, video cameras, yes? And you've got to have either legal representation with the person being questioned, and you've got to have multiple police senior people questioning this person. But why did he end up in the police station anyway?
Exactly, yeah.
How did he end up in the police station, right? And if you do an autopsy, that should be available to anybody. It should be autonomous. It should be without any kind of change, or you can't fix it by anybody, right? It has to be done by a third party for a reason, right? They have to give you the details, the truth, the evidence of how somebody died. I hope, and here again, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, friends, loved ones. This poor boy, I'm sure he had a beautiful life ahead of him, and it's so sad. Again, we need to talk about the fact that mental health is so important. We spoke about this in length on the last show when we talked about Cooj. And if you do know somebody going through a hard time, there is help. There's a hotline. Ajoy, did we not talk about the hotline last time? I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's on our social media page.
It is, right?
And it's right here as well.
It is a sad thing. And if you know anybody or somebody needs psychological, it's not just about the medical and physical help in a hospital. Sometimes you need emotional support and mental health kind of resetting, dude.
Yeah.
Don't let it. There's Cooj on the, thank you, boys. Cooj Mental Health Foundation. We've got him. Dr. Peter Castellino is a rock star. I know him. I should be there every day for the mental problems that I have. But if you have, or you know somebody, can you call? I can't read that number. It's too small.
It's 9822 562522. 9822 562522.
I really, really hope people make a change in this poor boy's name and don't ever let this, and the government officials, forget about all your scatterbrain, harebrained ideas of doing all these great things. Let's focus on what we're doing here. Focus on what we're doing and why you were elected in the first place, to take care of your job and be a leader in a government agency that you've been hired to do. Speaking of which, by the way, I want to talk about this garbage. We were talking about garbage, right?
Yeah.
What did you have on the list that you want to talk about?
Yeah. So I think this is
in Kurturi, right?
Yeah.
This MLA in Kurturi urges the public to stop roadside dumping, which is very common and happens all the time. Sorry.
Yeah. So I was going to say, because I think in terms of people are kind of alleging that, in lots of places, there needs to be more systematic collection of rubbish, so that people wouldn't have to try and dispose of it elsewhere. But in Kurturim.
Kurturim, south.
Right?
Yeah.
The MLA is actually asking residents to stop dumping because it's just essentially saying, you can see it here in the headline, that 4 tons of baby nappies and diapers have been cleared from the roadside.
4 tons.
Yeah.
There was a young
2
lady.
days.
There was a young lady who was the Panjim, the Sarpanch. We talked about her too because she's doing a brilliant job. Is this the Kurturi?
Yes.
What's his name?
Yeah,
It's Alexio Reginaldo.
Kudos to you, mate. But this is not a fad. This is not. Ajay, can I ask you, in all the years that you've lived here, have you ever seen any infrastructure to be able to manage garbage? We've got garbage trucks that come and pick up from dumpsters and they take them to the incinerator in the Pelin Industrial Estate. But do you have a place where you can actually go and dump in a building complex or in all these places where you can charge the public, charge the people, use taxpayer money, but make these changes so people don't do the fly tipping?
You know, Merv, it is possible. If I remember correctly, back in the day, we didn't have door-to-door segregation and collection. We used to burn garbage, which was the wrong practice, actually.
Yeah.
You know, but of late, there has been an attempt now, for example, in where I stay in Dona Paula, there is garbage segregation. We stay in next to the governor's residence.
Oh, it's fancy, Mardo.
Fancy na. So, but it is a dichotomy there. I'll explain to you how. Because in our colony, there is collection of garbage. It happens, I think, every day, green waste. And I think Monday to Thursdays, they come and collect a small bucket worth of dry waste. We segregate for the most part, okay? But just next to us, this scheme, involves the village people that stay next to a fishing village. Those guys don't do the segregation. So, you know, it defeats the purpose. If one cog in the wheel is missing, the whole thing goes to hell.
To hell in a handbasket.
Yes.
That's right. You're speaking the truth, and I love the fact that you mentioned this. It happens everywhere around the world. I think here in Parra, we've got multiple cans that they give you, wet waste, dry waste. We've got a guy that walks around with the wheelie bins, and he collects the wet waste. I see him all the time, every day. He's a hardworking cat, really good guy. I'm just saying to you, I sound like a goddamn broken record. Why reinvent the wheel? Teach the young people not to litter. Implement these systems so that you don't need some rocket science MLA having to implement this garbage collection. Mate, it's being done around the world. Charge for it, get it done, keep your community clean, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you can do this. I mentioned this a long time ago. You can have cameras installed in places where there's fly tipping. You catch the people, you fine them heavy, and I guarantee it stops. And you use that money to keep on paying forward for more cameras, for more salaries. Stop what is happening. Don't come up with something new, mate. Just use what's being done around the world. Certain days, garbage is collected. You have the garbage trucks come around. It can be done, Ajoy. It's not rocket science.
Merv, I would add one thing to the fine. If somebody can't pay the fine, don't want to pay the fine, that's okay. Then they have to do community service.
Put on a pair of gloves and get a garbage bag and go do it.
Put them to clearing garbage. They have to learn it one way or the other.
But you got to make examples of this, right?
Yes.
This kid lost his life. You still have people throwing garbage all the effing time. They don't know better. Or these goddamn buses that come through Goan, people throwing plastic bottles or these visiting cars. And it's our Goans. Yeah, I'm not blaming anybody else. I'm just saying to you, but fix the problem, right? Start somewhere. It's nice that you've got this Kurtori MLA. Mention his name again. What's his name?
Alexio Reginaldo Lorenzo.
Valor Tuka. Valor. Well done. But I'm also want to talk about that girl. I can't remember her name. That young girl she's a young girl that is the the Sarpanch of a village. And she goes around. Mate, Mizoram, another state in Goa, in India.
In India.
Mate, why can't we change this so that you prevent this from happening? It drives me mad because we think we're overly smart and we've got to figure out a new system or a new way to do something, and it's not needed.
You know, Merv, if you can just start with this one thing.
Get it?
We become a better nation, a better state. Speaking for Goa now, we can change our perception in the world. Our image around the world is shoddy. It is shameful as a country, as a people. That not only do we dirty our own country, we travel to other countries and do the same. And it's been recognized.
Ajoy, we're a laughing stock. We're a joke, dude. And people behave very differently when they live here in this country and live and operate in this country, and when they travel abroad and visit other countries, they follow the rules. Why? They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Why can't you instill that here? Educate young people. And by the way, so, thank you, Willie. That was Pretal Fernandez, right? Is it Pretal or Petal?
Pretal.
Pretal. So she's another one. This is exactly what you need. The young, next generation, young people doing something to implement it. Just go on ChatGPT, go on the web and figure out how they're doing it everywhere else. And get it started. Forget about all all these big fancy ideas. Speaking of young people,
Can I just say one more thing?
You can say two more
Say
things.
that this Laurencio, he's also saying, listen, let's not make it a political thing. It's
who's
not
Laurencio? MLA?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not a political football. It's basically it's the basics. It's something that we speak about week after week after week. And the point is, it has to start in your own backyard. It has to start
At
in
home.
your own neighborhood.
In your school, at home. Yeah.
Because then that determines the way you behave, whether you've got pride in your local area, pride in your home, pride, within the state. And it's just really, really important to try and change those perceptions so that people can feel a lot more proud and then people maybe will be starting to behave differently, because I agree with you with a lot of these highfalutin ideas. I just kind of feel that a lot of the politicians here are so out of touch with what people really need, bottom line, boots on the ground.
I'll give you $1 million right now in cash. If you can tell me what I'm thinking. If you can, I'm thinking of one person right now. Joanne's talking, and while she's talking, I'm thinking I'll give you $1 million right. I don't have $1 million. I'll give you anything you want. If you know who comes to mind when you'll talk about these things? The education minister. Why is the education minister, the government education, not the local, even the local or your teachers? Why isn't a curriculum that teaches home economics and environmental protection and science and how to litter and recycle, plant trees? This is the curriculum change that we need, right? This should come from the top.
Yeah.
The parents at home should be teaching kids and doing better. You teachers in schools should be doing this at home. And I'm sure there are. Guys, I'm not bagging on anybody. I'm just saying, you need your education system to be brought into the 21st century, and these kind of things be taught to young people, so you harvest a whole new generation of people that know right from wrong, what you do and what you shouldn't be doing.
But the infrastructure to support that, bottom line.
But that's your government officials, sweetie. That's your government officials.
You basically need to have the collection, the waste management, all of that in place.
Even with education, sometimes it's just not enough. I'll give another example.
I asked you the same question, right? Why is there no change? Everybody wants new ideas. The ho-ho buses. And I ain't talking about your sister neither. All these big ideas. That came out wrong, dude.
I know, I was going to say.
That came out
Ain't my sister's mate.
No, dude, you know what I'm talking about. The boardwalk, all these fancy, they built a big building in Panjim to centralize the the taxis and buses and parking. All these scatterbrain, you want to use the money up because if I don't use it, I won't get more money, right? The point I'm trying to make is all these scatterbrain ideas, why not do what works that's being done? And now under the guise of a life that in the Samuel rule, the Samuel law, change your education system. Young people, teach them right and wrong at home, in school, out, and fines in public when you do these things. Why does it work everywhere else in the world? Two things, speaking of young people and education, talk about this young guy in a wheelchair who Goa's first person with disabilities clears JEE. Can anybody tell me what JEE stands for?
I can now.
You look it up. What is it?
Because I didn't know before.
The Joint Entrance Examination, which is like a big deal, dude. This cat, what's his name? Give me a name.
Joshua De Cruz from Moira.
Give him a round of applause. Joshua, I don't know if you can hear me.
Well done, Joshua.
Absolutely. He secured 69th rank in the CRL PWD category.
I don't know anything about it. I'm not smart enough to know even what JEE stands for. Joshua, this is just a simple example. This is another example. You put in the work, you put in the hard work, and you will succeed. This cat's in a wheelchair. I didn't know he was in a wheelchair.
Mervyn, why do you keep saying cat?
This guy, because I can't remember his name. I got it back. What I'm saying to you is in a wheelchair, not that it makes a difference. Not that I couldn't even care less. The fact that the matter remains that I love young people. that are willing to work hard. 69th in the country. You know how hard that is to do?
That's amazing.
And this is for the premium, India's premier national level engineering entrance test. Yeah, millions of students take it to secure admissions to elite undergrad programs like BTech and BArc. The top institutions, including the Indian Institute, IITs, National Institution of Technologies, and the Indian Institute of Information Technology. This guy's a killer, mate, and a good-looking guy. Look at that jacket.
Yeah.
Look at him posing.
I think I read somewhere.
Joshua De Cruz. Yeah, tell me.
And I didn't. I'm not being able to get the link, but I believe he's wanting to, get into robotics for disability.
Oh,
which is
great.
fantastic. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be successful.
Dude,
But
this
he's
guy.
passionate about it, and he can change lives right here in India if he can.
Yeah.
If successful.
Call right now.
I was going to say the Disability Rights of Association of Goa have been congratulating him as well on the phenomenal achievement. So, and he's a musician as well. I think he plays 6. Did I read right? He plays 6 musical instruments as well.
Fantastic.
This is the kind of stuff we need to highlight, right? So we talk about all the bad stuff. This is such a glaring example of what hard work, commitment, dedication, parenting. Joshua De Cruz, mate, you are so up there in my, you know what? And this is the guy should be the education minister. I want to call and speak to, by the way, that we talked about that Olympian, right? The guy, Yash Fadte.
Yeah, the squash player.
There's another youngster that has dedicated so much of his up and coming career, budding life. Can we get him? Is he on the phone?
His dad, no?
Is his dad on the phone? Let's talk to him.
Yeah.
Mr. Fadte, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
I am speaking right now. We're talking to the one and only Mr. Dilip Fadte, Yash Fadte's father. We spoke about your son a couple of episodes ago and how proud we are. Can you explain a little bit about your son, who he is and what he's up to, what he's doing?
Right now we are together in Chennai for a selection trials for the Indian team. Now, see, I have been facing this problem after coming from, finish his education in US. We were in two minds whether to adopt the job or get the job or continue with the squash. But Yash was talented for last 12, 13 years. He has been dominating Indian junior circuit and even just now he has started with senior. Now in this, at a certain stage, I have spent the money. You cannot travel by bus or train to participate in all these tournaments and all that. So it was very difficult financially. In all these states and other places, state does the funding for all these sports.
Across the world, not only here. In India also, I've been talking to all these states are funding to their for their sportsmen, state funding. What I have not taken a single rupee from the state because I didn't want to waste my time. I went to many times. They were during Parikar, then the minister Tawadkar came, then who is that minister? One more minister. Then Mr. Fadte, I want to ask you. Your son. You guys hail from Vasco, right? Y'all are from Vasco, right? Your son went to the University of Rochester, New York, correct?
Yeah.
He's a squash
100%.
player, and I am a huge fan of squash. I play squash, and I'm a big fan of Yash's. But we talk about this not for any other reason, because these young people, you've got a sporting authority, you've got local, central government sporting authorities. Why are our athletes? Any sport, I don't care. Why are our athletes not properly supported financially, training? If you want to be on a world stage, it's expensive. And kudos to you, Valor Tuka. You have paid from your pocket. But why is that the case? That shouldn't be the case, no?
No, I fully agree with you. Now, if you see the Goa's, policy, youth policy, sports policy. Where are these policies? Policies only for particular sports or particular people. Nothing. You have an influence, you will get everything. Otherwise, because we don't get the time to, because I'm Yash's coach. I have to feed him. I have to travel everywhere. There were about, when Yash has started squash, there were about 200 players. Today, there is not a single person. Everybody has left because there is no support from the government.
But that's
You
why
understood? How long?
yeah, go on.
Yeah, I don't want to, I met so many times all these ministers, their promises and all that. Now recently I'm going to meet the chief minister has called back, but that's it, nothing else. You are wasting your time.
And what the sad part is,
Yash,
these people are in power.
Yash travels Yash is the way in which he's traveling, training, spending the money. Government, chief minister should call Yash and, hey, Baba, you tell what you want and what is your problem.
Absolutely.
And all that. Try to see that I'm not asking for Goa's funding or anything. You please, what money I spend, you're not ready to give me 5%.
Let me tell you,
so
anywhere around the world, these
I'll
guys.
tell you my figure.
I don't want to know your figure,
I must have spent for.
Mr. Fadte, I don't want to know. We are talking about this for the specific reason that's why we're not even in the World Cup. India's not even in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yash is an international class, world class. He's won the Barcelona Global Squash. He's the first Indian to win the French Junior Open. He starred in the University of Rochester. But the fact of the matter is, we don't need to tell the government authorities, your chief minister, your sports ministers to support this, right? He is making us proud. He's making Goa proud. They should be chomping at the bit to support y'all financially. How can we help? And the Indian government should be stepping up to say, wow, he's done so well. How can we have him represent us at the Olympics? So nobody takes responsibility for all these government agencies. Yeah. There is money, by the way. The money is being collected in taxes. Absolutely. You have money been put away for these things, and nothing gets trickles down to be able to support these people financially, right? No world-class coaching, no world-class financial support, the travel and all. Yash was lucky that you was his father and his coach, but you should not have to spend the money from your pocket.
Yeah.
If you could ask for one wish and you could make something happen by speaking to somebody and they would listen to you, what would you ask for right now, Dilip Fadte?
No, I see. For first time, the squash is earlier. These people is to squash is not in the Olympics game. Now the squash is an Olympics game. Yeah. Now one thing I want to ask, because the World Federation of Squash, they said that we are going to have world ranking to be selected for the Olympics. Now Yash has just completed from his education. Then now he wants funding from the state so that he travel to Europe, improves his position, wins the tournament, he improves his ranking. And then before May 2028, he has to be there in the Olympics. That is what my goal and my aim, which I will try to somehow, if nobody is financing, okay, I have to make an effort, see that he plays for the India in the Olympics. Now, all this while, Yash was a great ambassador for Goa all over the world. According to Yash, if he has to share this experience in Goa, I can assure you that at least 10 to 15 students will travel to USA either for scholarship or getting chance to play, all this, because people don't know. Either football or any other sports.
But this is a world-class athlete representing a country, not just Goa. We're proud of him as a Goankar, as a Goan, a local boy, right? That can do great things for other youth of this place. He's not on a national level. He's on an international level. Potentially could be playing for India in the Olympics. And nobody's sat up and taken notice, And I want to ask you this. Is there no such thing as GoFundMe, like a page where we can help Mr. Fadte, right? In the States, you've got a GoFundMe. You can create a GoFundMe page so people can support Yash Fadte in all his expenses. Collect money. Anybody that knows about this guy, or even sponsorship. Any companies out there that can actually help. Mr. Fadte, I want to get some details from you. I'd love to get some information from you, because I guarantee you, if we get the word out there will be people willing to help Yash succeed and also make it to the Olympics. It's a crime and a shame that somebody with so much talent is not being put on a pedestal, giving that absolute every advantage that he can to succeed. He's a good-looking cat. He's a young fellow that has potentially got ambitions, right? He's there already.
Absolutely. Mervyn, I'm just thinking, are you looking to do a training session with him when he's back in Goa?
Man, you know what I'd love to do? I'd like to find out if anybody out there knows how we can help Yash with maybe a GoFundMe page. Dilip Fadte is his father and his coach. We can put some information about him. If we can create some kind of a funding from him, and I know people that would be happy to sponsor and help this guy. Mr. Fadte, I'm glad I spoke to you, and I'm glad you've taken the time. You're kind enough to take the time to come on the show. We will definitely want to do something about this, because this is somebody...
I'm coming back tomorrow to Goa. I'm coming from Chennai.
I will get in touch with you. We'll get in touch with you off the air.
Yeah.
We've got pictures of Yash on the screen right now. Support this young man.
Yeah.
We need the authorities, the government authorities, to support this young man. I've got to ask you one last very important question. Can you be honest with me? One last question. Where does Yash get his good looks from? His mom or his dad? I know.
From his father only. Mom's Yash's twin brother Om looks like his mother.
So I tell you what, man,
he plays cricket for Goa.
He's a good-looking young man, Yash Fadte.
And and second thing, you must be knowing my younger brother Namdev Fadte, who selected to play for India against Pakistan. So we have background is totally cricket and all that. We got this, in sports and all that. That is. I get that satisfaction, but I never expected Goa. This thing will be by doing such a great job.
And still not getting the help.
They should come forward.
And still not getting the help, the support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll be meeting him another 2-3 times. Even Parikar was there when Yash has won US Open. 1:30 in the morning, he called me, Fadte, you're sleeping? I said, no, I'm watching the match. No. He said that, congratulations. And he told everybody that there is a phone call from all over the world, from England. Everybody is congratulating and all that. But that's how
that's how it should be.
And we thought, and people come forward. That's why, we get that motivation. Nothing else.
आमचो डॉक्टर फोन करून ना रे तुका
ना
फोन गाव ना तुका अजून पासून
सांगले ना एकदा लायलो एकदा आम्ही गेले मेळ पण म्हणपाक आपण व्हेरी बिझी तुमकां मागीर आपयता 4-5 वर्सां जाली आपोवन ना सो सी आमकां कांय नाका आसले पण हे लोक गोंयान इतली आय एम टेलिंग यू माय एक्सपिरियन्स हियर गोवा इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्लेस फॉर स्पोर्ट्स compared to any other place in the world. I am telling you, because of the connectivity. If I want from Vasco to meet you within half an hour, I'll be able to meet you. But in Bombay, Chennai, all these places, Delhi, you will never get the chance. You can, if आयची गोयची परिस्थिती पळया फुटबॉल पळया क्रिकेट पळया any other sports gone to dogs.
It has. And you know what? We need to ask questions of the authorities. Who is the sports minister? Why are they not making a big deal about this? Forget about locally and go in India, right? They should sit up and take notice and say, this guy's got the talent. His father's his coach. He's done so well. He's proven himself. He is currently dedicating full-time training in Europe to improve his global rankings, right? Aiming to qualify for the Asian Games, right? The World Championships. Represent India. I'm telling you, this is a big deal, and it's a crime. It's a shame that nobody in authority, in a high power position, is taking this seriously and begging to help. How can we help, Mr. Fadte? I'm going to get you. I'm going to get your information. We want to try and figure out anybody out there listening. I'm going to make some calls of our own, but I would love to. I would love to figure out some little way that the Merv Radio, our show, can help Yash, put him out there, his name out there, and collect some money. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Wish Yash good luck from us. We're going to do something about this. 100%. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That is Dilip Fadte, his father. You know how lucky Yash is to have a father who's a coach? But this guy's on a world stage. He could potentially be at the Olympics representing India.
You know, Merv.
God damn it, dude.
I believe in, if I'm not mistaken, in Odisha. That is Orissa for you. They've instituted a sports program that is supposed to be delivering results. Like if you see some results in athletics or in other sports, apparently it's because that state government has made an effort to back people with talent.
Ajoy,
why is that not happening in Goa for Goans? You know how proud it would be for us.
Of course. But it happens. You're mentioning one Odisha, right? Orissa, Punjab. A lot of these states have these athletes that do so, and it's very common. It's not the anomaly. It's the norm. I'm saying to you, we've got the talent, right? And if you've got the talent, this guy's already doing it. He's done he's in Rochester, New York, have one of the best programs. But he's on a world stage. And who's by the way, who's our sports minister? Anybody know? Can anybody Google? Thanks, Neil. Hey. You fix your hair, mate. Yeah, why are they not chomping at the bit to help this young man?
Our sports minister is Ramesh Tawardkar.
What?
Yes.
Say that name again.
Ramesh Tawardkar.
He should be ashamed. I don't even know him. I've never heard his name before.
India is Mansukh Mandavia.
There you go. Who's the Indian sports minister?
Dr. Mansukh Mandavia.
Dr. Mansukh Mandavia. These guys should be ashamed.
The thing is, I don't understand that, at the end of the day, most people want to put their best foot forward and they want to showcase whatever's the best about their country, whether it's in sports, whether it's in industry, whether it's in education. I can't understand why the people aren't, keeping their eyes on the prize and really just looking out for these talents and actually going, okay, how can we channel this? How can we maximize this? How can we support them? How can we take them forward to these huge sporting events at the very least?
Sweetie, you're absolutely right. And you would want your local affair. Forget about the Indian sport, which should be the case, but you'd want a call from the CM in Goa saying, mate, he's done so well and how can we help? And you call the sports minister and say, listen, you get whatever the help he needs. We've got a budget. We don't have the training facilities. You don't have the equipment, the world-class equipment this guy needs, but give him the financial help his father succeed. We've got chess players. We've got squash players. We've got badminton players. That's why we suck. That's why we don't go anywhere on the world stage. In the World Cup 2026, we don't even have India. By the way, we don't have China either. But I'm saying to you, we're the second, the biggest population, second largest population, third, fourth largest economy, and you don't have a program for a local boy to succeed, right?
We are the biggest population in the world. We overtook China.
I'll tell you what, if sex was a goddamn Olympic sport, we do very, very well. Anyway, so, I don't want to get into it.
Well, I got a question for you. How much
get
of
closer to your
the 31,000 crore deficit do you think, how much money goes towards sport?
Has anybody asked that question? Did you just make up that number? That's a big number.
No.
We talked about this last week.
31,000 crore is what the budget for what?
The 31,000 crore is our deficit now.
The Goa deficit, right?
Yes.
Can I ask you, your sports minister, you mentioned his name,
Ramesh Tawardkar.
Has anybody asked Mr. Tawardkar where's the budget for the sports to help these kind of athletes?
I've searched this on Google. Can you give me a number of what should be the allocation, or what is the allocation for sports development in Goa?
1%.
No, it's got to be more than one.
No. Okay, I'll just get
out of the budget. We talking about out of the budget, or what you're talking about? An overall number.
Overall number. How much crore I'm giving it what do you call?
How many crore out of the budget should be allocated for sports is what you're saying?
No, how much is already allocated
For sports?
for sports in Goa?
77 rupees, because obviously it's not come to these poor guys that need the money. How much is it, Ajoy?
It's 251 crore.
Shut up.
Yes.
Shut your
According
mouth.
to Google. According to Google.
251 crore has been allocated for sports.
Goa's sports budget, as mentioned by Dr. Pramod Sawant, our chief minister, is 251
That's a
crore.
joke.
But for what sports?
And
though?
it includes 176 crores designated for revenue expenditure and 75 crores set aside for capital expenditure.
Are you kidding me? This is
Build
a
and
joke.
upgrade sports.
Can you put that on the screen? Can you figure that and put that on the screen so that people don't think you're bullshit and I think you're full of crap? 250 crore.
Yeah, but Mervyn, the only thing that's played in Goa that's on a national stage.
Cricket.
No.
Football.
It's football.
Joanne, I thought
From
I was just full
Goa.
of shit, yeah?
From Goa itself, there's only the ISL where there's
That's gone broke. That's gone tits up, belly up, excuse me. That's gone, gone. Tata Baba Mick, gone. Bye-bye. But if you've got such a big number, where's the money? Is anybody asking where the hell is this big? You see, Audrey, you're full of it. You haven't put up on the screen yet.
Yeah,
I can see my big forehead. My forehead could be used as a projector, dude. Look at the size of my forehead.
Give me a minute.
All I'm saying, I'm making jokes about. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there, this guy's name is Yash Fadte, YASHFADTE. His Instagram handle is @yash.squash. If you can do anything to help, go follow this guy. I would love to. In America, we've got GoFundMe, and there's different social media. It's unverified, it says, yeah?
No, this is unverified.
Zoom in on that. I don't want to see me. I want to see that. I want to make sure that this thing is not telling a tall one. 251 crore announced by the Chief Minister Pramod Sawant. This allocation dedicated to the Department of Sports and Youth Affairs to strengthen state infrastructure and support. That's an effing joke. That's a joke. That's a big number. So the point I'm trying to make again, too, it's so sad because...
It's in the Navin Times on the right-hand side, if you see.
Oh, it is the Navin Times, yeah?
That's the source.
Ajoy.
Wow.
All around the world, Willie, you're a learned IT person, right? All around the world, you have these GoFundMe pages where you can help somebody out. You can create for really, this thing calls, for somebody who really needs it. You can create a GoFundMe page. How can we help Yash and create a GoFundMe page? I will contribute, and I guarantee you I'll get all the poker boys to contribute some money. I swear to God, it's a shame that your government, with this money that has been allocated, Mr. Dilip Fadte has not even received a phone call saying.
Yeah, you'd have to search out, though. I would suggest just one thing is just knowing how there's strict rules and regulations
crap,
for
dude.
fundraising in India, because you'd have to find out how international contributions could also be made, because I know it's really, really strict for charities.
Yeah, but you can do something about it, right?
I'd love to be.
Why, if your government's sitting on their hands and doing F all about it, sweet F all, it's really sad that this Mr. Dilip Fadte here in Goan Vasco has to reach into his own pocket and do what he's doing, right?
He has already. He has already.
But I'm saying to you, but why are we not doing anything about it? I'm going to start crying,
I
man.
wanted to know how much, and you didn't let him say.
You know, I'm pretty sure he spent a lot, because it is no joke going to Europe and US.
The University of Rochester.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he has spent a lot, and he can make out. He wants. I think even if it was somebody else's son, he would want that person to succeed for Goa, for India.
That's passion.
Yeah. So you know what? We have to support people. We have to support.
Follow this young man. His name is Yash Fadte, @yash.squash. YAS YASH.SQUASH. And if anybody out there, I would love you. Are you putting him on the screen?
Yeah, that's his Instagram. Okay.
I would love to blow this guy up. Really, really follow him. He's on an international world-class stage, kicking ass, doing really, really well. And sadly, our government authorities are doing nothing to help him out. And that's a crime. It's a shame. Support him. What was I going to? I was going to just say that if we can do a GoFundMe, Willie, I'd love to get the ball rolling and we can start, right? His dad's probably spent crores of money out of his pocket, and it shouldn't be the case. We'll continue supporting this guy. And this is a great time during the World Cup, where sports is on everybody's mind. The NBA finals, mate. This guy would be on a pedestal. In some African countries, they'd be giving goats and camels and Ferraris. And here in Goa, he's got not even a phone call.
He's got some Bisleri water, I think. That's it.
But that's what I'm saying. We can help potentially have a sponsor like Bisleri or a company sponsor this guy. We need to get the name and the word out there and let people know about it. We will help him. Good. I'm glad you guys put information.
I would like to see you play him, Mav.
Oh, he kicked my butt, dude.
Of course you would.
I want to interview him. Forget about playing him. I'd love to interview him. We're going to call Dilip, his dad, and ask him if we can speak to him on the phone and see how we could potentially help make his dream or anything, dude, anything. It's a shame that after all of this time, and you've got 250 crores that's gone nowhere. By the way, quickly, I mentioned the World Cup.
Yeah.
We potentially have a Goan origin player in the Uruguayan team.
Yes, that's right.
Can anybody, we make these claims. We had the Coco Chanel model we've claimed to be, she's not going obviously, but from India, and we make a big deal about it. This is a big deal, dude. This is of Indian origin who's moved somewhere else and he's made the team. Can you tell me about this guy?
Who are we talking about? Let's have let's get somebody to call in and give us a name.
I'll tell you his name. I put his name somewhere and I can't find it, dude. He is, sweetie. Why are you laughing at me? Tell me his name.
Because Ajoy wanted to make a competition out of it.
Yeah, I want somebody to call me quickly right now. Call into the show and tell us the name of this person who has Goan roots, who's playing in the World Cup and from which team.
Ajoy is going to personally transfer you $1,000.
Yeah, no. The point of the matter, mate, we spoke about it earlier. I don't have his name. Where's his name?
So it's
right here.
Maximiliano.
I mentioned it earlier. Maximiliano Araujo is a Uruguayan player of Goan. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, so basically, according to the history books, his grandfather actually migrated from Lutolim,
all in the south.
Angola.
All the great people come from Lutolim, including me.
The best people come from Saligan, Baba. That's in the north.
Yes,
the
so
best village in Goa. Sorry.
Yeah, so that they emigrated to Angola then before the family later moved on to Brazil and then eventually settled in Uruguay. So I just think it's lovely. I mean, I don't know how, we saw the story in Goa 24/7. So I think it's brilliant that they've actually kind of dug into his history a little bit more. And I love that. And I have to say, obviously, it is really, really sad that India have not been able to compete at any major football championships to date, but I love the fact that there's some link to go, and I like the fact that you're able to claim something like that. But I actually had a look when I was just looking on social media, and I just kind of thought there's such a flip side to everything. You can have some really positive story, and then there's always a flip side, because then I noticed someone saying, oh, there's 2 days to go, everyone's talking about tactics and all of this, and we're just talking about the claims of family history. And I just thought, well, actually, that's a really great thing. It's nice to have that
something
link.
to be proud of, no?
Yeah, no matter how distant it is. I mean, it could have been this person meant it in a joke, but I just thought there's so many different ways in which, things can get lost in translation.
It is our typical go, and I've spoken about this, Joe, and I can say this. It's like crabs in a basket. Somebody wants to do something nice, or somebody tries to do something nice, and they're always going to have detractors and people try to put them down. Was that out of context?
I don't know. I mean, essentially, it's saying 2 days away, other channels are discussing tactics, squads, and predictions. This channel is tracing family history.
You know what? You know who that person is who's made that comment? He's a fat guy who cannot move out of his chair, who's never done anything in his life, and he is trying to pull down somebody else. Like, get off your butt, man, and be proud of somebody who's actually achieved something.
They call them the wheelchair, not the wheel. What is it? The couch warriors or whatever. They sit behind the keyboard, and what do they call it? There's a name for these kind of people.
Keyboard warriors.
They've done sweet F all, and they want to bring everybody. Armchair journalists. You know what? It's sad, dude. It's going to happen all over the place. I'm more depressed about the fact that that's the reason I want to do the show, and the reason we all commit and do the show is because we want to make these topics known. Mm-hmm. These topics are out there, and I'm asking you a simple question, Ajoy.
Yeah.
Why do we not have a team for the World Cup 2026? Flipping Haiti's got a gosh darn team.
Exactly. And you know what, Mo? In fact, just yesterday, there's a very good report that's come out from Al Jazeera. They talk about why Indian football has actually lost the plot. Literally lost the plot. It's a very good documentary, almost 25-minute report that people should go and check out. But I'll ask a series of questions. What is India's GDP?
A big number.
A big number.
Yeah.
That makes us which, in the scale of economies, which number are we on?
I think it's 5 and they're aiming for 4.
Yeah, or correct. All right. What is Uruguay's GDP?
Tiny.
And what have they achieved with a Goan player?
But that's what I'm saying. No, that's why we're doing the show, and that's why we're asking these questions, right?
So what is
We've got Yash.
our excuse?
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that there's different things because the FIFA World Cup is actually made up of different confederations. So you've got CONCACAF, CONMEBOL, UEFA, CAF, AFC, and OFC. So AFC is actually the Asia footballing nation. So it's extremely competitive, and it's also it's including Oceania as well, Australia and New Zealand. So it's extremely competitive. So there's a lot more competitive countries that are actually, achieving higher standards of football.
But I don't get it. Joe is asking some brilliant questions, right?
No, he's right.
Places like Haiti, Bosnia Herzegovina, the Czech, whatever. I can't. Some of these places are tiny. Some of these places, Ajoy, you were making the point about the economies and their budgets, the money they can spend, right?
Uruguay's economy they're the 84th on that list.
Yeah.
Compared to 4th in India.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Why do we do the show? We talk about these things, right? These are injustices that are happening. You've got a 250 crore budget. Where's that money going? Where is the person that is supposed to oversee the enforcer? The what is the big name? What's the name for the person? The enforcer, who's the person who with the purse strings. With the purse strings, right? Your exchequer.
Financial minister.
Yeah, you go. But 250 crores is a lot of money. Where's the money being spent? Is anybody asking these questions?
In this report by Al Jazeera, again, it was a brilliant report. The money did come in when in ISL was proposed, and then Reliance, which has very deep pockets, as we know, put a lot of money into the sport, right? But as with everything in India, politics. You had the All India Football Federation, which started like putting spokes in the wheel, was saying that, these guys can't do this and they can't do that. But hey, you guys are not really putting your hands in your pocket. So why are you even spoiling it for us?
No, but then why is nobody asking where's the money being spent, Ajoy?
The money came in, Mo.
Yeah, I know the money came in, but I'm asking you again in English, right? So you paid for it, I paid for it, everybody in India and in Goa paid for it, right? Where's the money gone?
But the issue is the money was there. Reliance was willing, apparently, to spend more money, but they wanted clarity about their investment in the future.
As it should be.
And apparently, allegedly, according to this report, the All India Football Federation was trying to get its cut, this, that, and the other, was not trying to, it was not doing anything for the love of football to grow the sport.
But then you've got the wrong person in power leading that goddamn department,
but
right?
The person right now leading the Indian football is an ex-footballer. So how is it, as he being in the chair, is still failing?
Baba, this is the last thing I'm going to say. We're going to move on.
No, I want to mention something.
Go on.
Mind. No, all I was just going to say. No, you say that, and I'll just kind of put a little bit more context around the qualifiers.
I'm saying it pisses me off, and it really hurts. It really makes me sad, because if you've got somebody on a world stage already, and he's got this one shot in life to blow the roof off and put Goa on the international world map kind of thing for squash in the Olympics, win or lose, Yash Fadte has made it to the gosh darn Olympics with why should it not be with every bit of support from his local sporting authorities, the national, the Indian authorities, to give him, his father's spent crores of money to send him overseas to train him. Luckily, his father's a coach, right? You've got these budgets, but nobody's asking these questions. Why did that kid die throwing garbage? Why did the kid end up in the police station? We've got all these big plans and ideas and these foo-foo head in the cloud ideas, but the actual stuff is, why aren't the authorities being questioned and held responsible and answering these questions as to where the budget, the money's going?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I know you've kind of moved on a little bit. All I was just going to say was the Asian Football Confederation is made up of 47 member associations. And so essentially India have actually got an AFC executive committee member.
What's his name?
Shaji Prabhakaran.
Prabhakaran. Shaji
Yeah.
Prabhakaran.
Yeah.
What's the use?
So basically, 10 countries have qualified under the AFC Confederation. So that's Australia, Iran, Iraq, Japan, Jordan, who are there for the first time, Qatar,
Jordan.
Saudi Arabia, South Korea, and Uzbekistan, who are also there for the first time.
Joanne, thank you, my darling. Thank you for making this. It's a joke. I'm asking you all rhetorical questions. Do we not have the talent in India?
Oh,
Yeah,
we
there's
do.
a
We
lot
do
of
have the talent. Do we not have the facilities? Do we not have the money in India? I'm asking you rhetorical questions. We've got the talent. We've got the money. We've got a bunch of bonehead. I'm going to get in trouble. But we've got a bunch of boneheads that are in the top dog positions of these departments that should be absolutely embarrassed. Stick your heads in the sand. And it's embarrassing because even though you're making these causes known that there's a problem here, the big dogs are not stepping in and saying, why is it happening? How do we fix it? How do we keep this from continuing going forward? You've got these backward countries that Ajo, you mentioned local states in India, Punjab, Orissa, Meghalaya, Manipur, a lot of these places have top-notch musicians and sportsmen and athletes, right? And they do everything they can to support these guys, and somebody like a Yash from here is not being supported. We're going to help out. We need to step in, do your share. You've got these great ideas, like they want to implement drones on the beaches.
But good luck to Uruguay, though.
Who the hell cares about Uruguay?
Why do?
got
Come on.
bowling.
I'm going to be supporting Uruguay.
Okay, because of this guy, right?
Yeah, of course.
Maximiliano Araujo. You guys are trying to claim him. Max, if you're out there, more power to you, my friend. Having even a strand of hair on your head from Goa, we are supporting you on the Merv Brito Show. Good luck. God bless. All the best. Even for Yash, yeah, we'll do so. We will definitely do something to make a change for the positive, for the better. We're talking about these scatterbrain schemes and how people love to waste good money. They're trying to implement drones to be used to curb illegal activities on the beaches and Goa. How the hell is that going to work? You had a lady jump off the bridge, off the Mandovi Bridge last night. They interviewed a couple of people. Well, we'll do this drone thing, but I'm just talking about how scatterbrained your schemes are. So you're going to have drones implemented or brought into service to watch what illegal activities on the beach.
To curb illegal activities.
Okay, like what?
So the tourism minister is saying that that's what they'd like to do.
How long is that going to last, Joanne?
I don't know, as long as the batteries.
How many days? That drone's going to fall in the sand, and that's the end of it because we don't have spare parts, or the guy who's who's been hired to fix it is on vacation. It's a good idea, and I'm not bagging it. Why haven't we done simple things like cameras?
Exactly. So we have moved on from cameras now to drones. From drones it'll be to robots, and robots. What after come?
Baba, the money has to be spent, otherwise we won't get budgeted money for the next year, right? When this lady jumped off the bridge, when you think of the Mandovi Bridge, very common, heavily commuted, right? Are there any cameras on the bridge? Are there any lights under the bridge in the darkness to see if somebody has fallen over, jumped, or whatever the case may be? Is this who's implementing this, by the way? Is this the tourism minister, Mr. Rohan Kaunte?
That's right.
Wants to curb illegal activities by implementing drones. That's a great idea. Talk about it, dude.
You know, Merv, I'll never forget my experience at Sydney, Australia. Apparently, Sydney is one of the most covered cities with CCTV. And my friend said, if there's the slightest trouble, you'll see the cops come. And I actually saw this with my eyes. I saw there was a fight in this place, in a bar fight. Within a minute, a whole posse of cops were there, and they started arresting everybody.
It's not only in Australia.
It was amazing to see.
It's around the world, but it's sad because we've got the money that's being collected, the budgets, the coffers, but it's not being put to use. And what's worse, and we've talked about this too, what's worse about it is everybody wants new and shiny, nobody wants to maintain. We've talked about the budget for the patrolling boats on the Mandovi. The what do they call the name? Not the Navy, the Coast Guard, whatever they're called, the river people that are supposed to enforce the rules and laws. They don't have enough petrol to ply those boats to enforce their rules and laws, hand out fines, illegal fishing, dumping, whatever the case may be. Make examples. A tourism minister, fisheries minister. You want to implement drones? How long would this idea last? It's a great idea, by the way. But if that lady had jumped off the Mandavi last night and you had cameras that you should have for safety reasons, if you had lights under the bridge for safety reasons, if they don't stay on, they can be switched on for this specific reason, this idea, these are the kind of practical things you really would implement, right? So drones is a great idea, but lights and cameras, mate.
Yeah,
Somebody
you
jumped
just-
over the bridge. You want to turn the lights on, and the light should be on. Anybody can go and see where she went or save her life, right? Once she jumps into a dark river, she's gone. These drones on the beach, great idea, but now you're going to need a place where they're going to have to control the drones from. These drones have to be charged in service. You're talking about saltwater conditions, so everything's going to rust and get corroded.
Yeah.
Here, there's a picture of all these guys looking like clowns. You can see the casino boats in the distance, the lights from the casino boats, but you can't save this lady in the dark.
Yeah.
Willie, we were laughing about it. We weren't laughing about the fact of she jumped the thing. We were laughing about those boats that these guys, the River Patrol Police, Coastal Police, look at the condition. Willie, can you play the audio? Can we do that? But
मांडवी ब्रिजाचे सकल असा आणि याची तुमकां स्थिती दाखयता ज्यांच्याकडे स्वतः बोट ना फाल्यां कितें एमर्जन्सी पडले त्याच्या खातीर हांगा दवरलेले आसा बट तेंच्यो बोटयो तुमकां दाखयता ज्यो बोटी आसूंक जाय आसले हे पळया ही हालत आसा कोस्टलाची पळय
look at the condition of this boat,
ही
dude.
बोट जाले कितले दीस जाले अशेंच दवरलेले आसा हांगा
Why aren't these guys out looking for the body,
हिजो
using these
problem
boats?
आसा. आणि ही पळया हांगासर आसा ती ही आनी गेले कितलेच वर्सां जाली ही हांगासरच आसा आतां लास्टाक हिका काडून म्हाका दिसता म्युझियमाक दिवची पडटली हांकां पळय ही स्थिती आहा आमची कोस्टलाची मरिनाची
Merv,
Baba,
I'll just say one thing. I'll never forget when I went to Talegaon police station once at night. When I say night, I'm talking about 8 o'clock. I went into the ground floor. There was nobody there. I was like, oh my God, these guys must be really busy. Must have gone out in an emergency. But I thought to myself, hey, there must be at least one person here. So I said, okay. I started calling, hey, Baba, Konna. I went to the first floor. And I went up the stairs and took a left. And in a dark room, guess what I saw, Merv?
Someone
I
asleep.
saw them put their shenderies out.
Shut
they
up.
were on their
In a police
banyans.
station.
And they were about to put their blanket on top of them, Merv. I swear I saw this.
Joy, those are the last shift that has to rest. That's not the current shift on duty at a police station. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you, Merv. There was not one active policeman at the desk. And so in case of an emergency, dude.
I have to say, in defense, I've been to the Mapsa police station. I've been to the Saligan police station at night, and there's always people on duty. So this is a crime. You should have, somebody's head should roll for that, because if there is an emergency, you want people on the ready, on the standby. This lady jumped over the bridge. Look at the condition of these boats. These boats put in the water would sink. There's no budgets for maintenance. You want to implement drones, mate. Look at the condition of the river police boats where they don't even have them fueled and ready to go in an emergency. You're parked. The gate's closed. Baba, माझे time झालो, huh? Hey.
But there might be others out there.
The cop Maria.
No.
Joseph Bar Maria.
It is, I think the statistics will tell you that the bridge is unfortunately what do you call a hot zone for people who want to do harm, right, to themselves. You should be ready, man. You should have a boat in the water. You should have one personnel. If they get a call, you're on that boat, going looking for the
Absolutely.
person to save them.
Absolutely. Filled up and ready to go, serviced and ready to go. That's why I mentioned about garbage. If they have cameras that they implement where people get caught, license plates get read, they find the people, forensic checking of the garbage bags or whatever, and you find them, you make examples, you generate that revenue, use that revenue. If you find people along the river for the maintenance and upkeep of these boats, for the petrol for these boats, diesel for these engines, get these boats out there plying the river, their service. You have a specific department. I've gone by the Kadamba Plateau and seen these buses, these Kadamba buses, the electric buses. They're filthy. They're brand new buses, government paid, brand new buses. Where are the service department that service and clean and wash the outside and the inside and maintain everything to keep it looking shiny, right? These boats, when somebody jumps over the bridge, how long are you going to think it's going to take somebody to actually get what are you going to get, a ponyo and row out to them?
They could have some out there already. You're only seeing the ones that are parked up there.
Joanne, why are people asking this question? Why did that guy record this? Because I've seen this with my own eyes. There's nothing ready. Derek had told us one time that they don't even have proper budgets for the fuel to ply these boats. And that's a joke. So you've got money put aside. You've got budgets for the river police. Look at this place. The gates. I mean, I don't know the whole story, but this is what I'm talking about, mate. You want to implement drones?
They've clearly called it a night. And I think they called it a night like a couple of months ago with these boats out of the water and everything. Come on.
It's sad, dude, and I'm bagging on this, but I'm so it annoys me. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into the Murbrito Show. We do the show every week live on a Sunday. We do the show because we're passionate about where we live and what's actually happening out there, and we don't have any other way of making people aware. Have a little bit of a laugh, talk about these things.
Is it raining behind you?
Yeah, Joanne, it's heavy rain. Can you see the rain on my head? This is one I chose this by the way because the monsoon has started, and I love the beach. I love my Go. I love those coconut trees, paddy fields, and our beaches to be here in the monsoon. We talk about contentious topics, and on the show, there's going to be people from every side, every angle that are going to agree with you or disagree with you, but the opinions expressed on this show are the opinions of the people expressing them, and not the expressed or implied opinions of the show in general. For legal reasons, we got to make this known. We talk about this, and all of us have our own opinions. We have a laugh about them, but we genuinely are. You can tell by the tones of our voices how passionate we are about what we speak about. It's an absolute crime and a shame because of a country of this size, this magnitude, this large a population, our budgets, the money that is collected and spent can't be tracked, and they've kept it this way. And you talk about these problems and mistakes that continue happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say there's very, very good people working very, very hard doing jobs that we salute them for. It's a thankless, the police have a thankless job sometimes. Everybody's pissed off at you. But at the end of the day, you have to point out the atrocities, the things that are wrong, try to right, try to help, try to make people aware. We have a laugh along the way, but these are serious issues, Joanna Joy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's an absolute crime. Really, put our social media sites. We'd love to hear from you. As an interactive show, we'd love to hear your comments. Show some love. Like, share, subscribe to our channels on social media, wherever you get your social media. Get in touch with us. Send us a message, 7507-246-246. Check out our website. You can know more about all the episodes, previous episodes, or the people that put this all together on our website. We've talked about a lot. I'm tired, dude. I'm really bummed about this guy, Dilip Fadte, who's the dad of Yash Fadte, that he should be so frustrated. And I'd love to have somebody out there give us a good suggestion or an idea, a GoFundMe page, a place where we can go and contribute, everybody, their little bit of share, from 100 to 500 to 5,000 to a lakh if you can. Corporations to help sponsor this guy. Yeah. He's already on a world stage. Help him succeed and make us proud. Mm-hmm. That's one of the good things that are coming out of this discussion we're having today. Joanne, what do you want to talk about? We talked about a potential Olympic player, squash player. Yeah. We talked about a player with Goan heritage from Uruguay that'll be in the Olympics. Yeah. We wanted to use technology to make this place a better place. Forget about drones. Yeah. Collect the revenue from these electric meters from the electricity department. They're talking about these smart meters. We've turned about this, by the way. We've talked about the smart meters. Can we talk about the smart meter, the implementation? Why is it going to be scrapped? They want to spend the money for drones to monitor the beaches to prevent this. I saw this and it made me really, really sad. The Citizens for Democracy raised concerns over smart electricity meters, demands project to be scrapped. Why can we not implement something that is so... I'm not doing it, so I'm not going to make a statement, but it's done all over the world. And you could take the corruption, the bribes out of it, and the mistakes out of it. If you have meters that are installed at everybody's home that read and allow you to automate the payment process of your electrical bill, your electricity bill, why is it being scrapped?
I'll tell you what, Mark. Firstly, there was a misrepresentation by the central government, and particularly in this case, the state government, wherein the union government, the central government that is, has actually said that it's not mandatory to install these meters. So the first question that the public is asking, if it's not mandatory, why are you making it mandatory in Goa? One. Number two, apparently the citizenry are saying, why are you punishing those that pay their bills on time wherein you're going to put us through this hardship so that you can recover money.
Why is it a punishment?
I'll tell you why it is a punishment. Because first they're saying you recover the losses from the people who have defaulted.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why?
If you're paying your bill on time, you have nothing to worry about, right? If you're not doing anything wrong, and I say this about the politicians all the time, if you're not doing anything wrong, why do you have any problems with people scrutinizing, putting a magnifying glass to what you're doing? You're doing nothing wrong, right? If you're paying your bill on time, this is just to automate the process, Ajoy. Yes, you've got to chase up the defaulters and shut their electricity off, but get into the 21st century. How do you pay your telephone bill? You think Vodafone, Airtel, and Jio will allow you to default on if you haven't paid your bill? It's an automated process. You go online, you pay your bill. If you were following the rules before, just implementing a meter that's connected to the grid will let you pay your bills online now.
Okay, I'll give you an example.
And it shuts off your electrical connection if it hasn't been paid on time. I'm not afraid of it. I'd love to have it happen.
It's all well and good move on paper. I'll give you a live example of the reality on the ground. Where I stay, believe it or not, next to the governor's residence, I will not get a cell phone connection, a regular cell phone connectivity. Now, apparently these smart meters work on, they have an inbuilt a SIM card. How are they going to connect with their server? No. I'm asking
It's
you a
true,
question.
though. It's
I'm asking you a
practical.
basic question, Ray Baba.
If you want to be a telephone company operating in Goa, put a tower so that everybody's got. Why in 2026 do we have problems with cell phone connectivity? Nowhere in the world.
So,
5G,
my
4G,
point,
3G.
My point is, if the basic infrastructure is not there, what are you trying to implement this?
But you've got to get to
I
that
will
way,
be
Baba.
suffering. I'll be living in darkness in 1800s with candle.
No, you won't. Don't,
If
listen,
this
man.
thing doesn't work properly.
Ajoy, sorry. I must. By the way, I'm disappointed in Valmiki from the Adam. If that's him, yeah, is that Valmiki in the middle?
Yes.
Why are you all against this, dude?
He's not
If you're
against it, Smo.
You're talking about warning about protests outside the Power Minister's residence. Why? Damki mare.
No.
Again?
Damki.
So listen to me.
One second.
You don't implement the smart meter at your house because you don't have proper tower signal. If you're the power minister or you're the minister of telecommunications, you tell Vodafone, Jio, if you all want to operate in this state, it's a small state. It's not Punjab or Delhi it's in Goa. You need to have 100%, 90% connectivity throughout the state. And we're giving you 2 years to implement towers everywhere to make sure everybody's got signal. So these smart meters work and everybody's got mobile telephone signal. In the event of an emergency, we can call 911 or whatever.
But how much does it cost to implement this?
Nothing. It costs the telephone companies because they need to put in the towers to make sure that you can listen. Get into the 21st century, for flip's sake. Stop looking for excuses and reasons not to move forward.
No, what I'm saying is, how much does it cost to implement the smart meter system? Shouldn't they be spending money, recovering the money, rather than layering on more revenue to implement something to only recover money whereby most law-abiding citizens are actually paying anyway?
Why not do both?
Well, yeah, you
What's
should
wrong with
be
doing
able
both?
to do both.
So implement these meters and roll them out. I'm not saying everybody at one time. Do it by village, do it by taluka, do it however you want to do it, but do it. Move forward, right? And we'll figure it out in the process. If you sit and wait to figure out everything and have everything perfect, it'll never happen. And that's why you're in the shit. Goa's in the shit. India's in the shit because you've got so many detractors and so many just like a butthole, everybody's got an opinion, dude.
I am not willing to.
You're saying that, Ajoy, but it doesn't have to be done in Donapala.
I'm not going to figure it out in darkness, Baba.
You don't have to figure it out in darkness. Don't implement it until you got full signal, right? I'm saying to you, is that not a solution?
That's what I'm saying.
So why are you pissing on the rest of the people that do have signal?
Make sure the infrastructure is spot on, then you come with these brilliant ideas.
And that's why you are in the shit you are today. It's people like you that want everything to be perfect. Why not implement it in the places that have full signal?
Okay, in that case, I have a question.
Bolo Baba.
I have signal for Jio, BSNL, and Idea Vodafone, but I don't have for Airtel. If they roll out these things with Airtel SIM, how are they going to connect to their smart grid?
Willie, how are they doing it everywhere else in the world?
That's what I'm asking.
We are not everywhere
Why are
else
you
in the world.
but
We are
I
up
know,
in
but
India.
this is exactly why people like you, the detractors, and they want to figure out the problems rather than the solutions. It takes time, right? You will have hiccups. But across the board, if the ministers all get together and when they have the legislative assembly and the power minister tells the telecommunications minister, you implement these rules, and you, just like the internet companies have to have their cables properly tied and pay your bills, if you tell the Geo, Airtel, anybody who wants to operate in the state of Goa, you've got to have 90% signal anywhere in Goa, and if it's not there, have a hotline for people to complain about it. But in the meantime, you're going to start implementing and rolling out these meters with one uniform chip inside that can seek signal from any one of the providers. My phone works anywhere in Goa. A little contraption, a little device, a digital device in the thing will use all signals from all
I'll tell
telephone
you,
companies.
I've got a solution for you.
What's that, Baba?
First, the implementation should happen in the panchayat offices and in the government offices, and it should happen in the homes of these ministers first, all these babus.
Do it.
Let it be a test run for at least half a year and prove to me that it's working. Trust me, you will get to see black and white of the system through this process.
But it can happen. It can happen multifaceted, right? Ajay, it can happen there also. Why not? Why are ministers? Are the ministers this thing not paying their electricity bills? Are they exempt from paying the bills? No, it happens to everybody. It's based on the area you live in. Mate, we've got brains in these goddamn round heads of ours, right? If your ministers are doing their jobs and they get together, the power minister, the electricity department minister, the DOIT, blah, blah, blah. Why in 2026 in Dona Paula are you still struggling with mobile signal?
Exactly.
In Parra, where I live here, if I turn off my mobile booster, there's no signal. All 25, 30 phones in my office go dead. Why is that continue to be allowed to happen? Because you have these Goans that say, oh, you put a tower in my village and my coconuts will shrink. My babies will be born with 4 heads. All this stupid ignorance. Listen, you want to stay backward? You want to be a country that's always looking ahead and trying to be the cusp and cutting edge and be an example, or you want to keep being the shithole you always have been, right? You've got to take a little bit of the medicine, mate. You can figure out these problems as you go. You're not going to be in the dark, Ajoy. They don't have to be implemented because you don't have proper signal in Donapala. Let's do it in a small village and roll it out and make sure it works there. And then we roll it out in 2 and 3 and 10 and 50. Start somewhere, mate.
I've read somewhere that apparently this 5G towers reduces the IQ by 5 times.
Yeah, and we must have a lot of 5G towers. We must have a lot of 5G towers in Goa, mate. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? There's a guy almost ran. A drunk driver collides with CM Sawant's convoy. How funny is that?
That's
How
crazy.
ironic is that?
That's absolutely crazy.
The chief minister of Goa to promote Sawant's
And
convoy.
guess what? He was a cop.
Shut up.
No.
I'm not kidding you.
Shut up.
He was a cop, Merv.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding you.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Where was this? Amona?
This was apparently in Amona, yes.
Mickey, when he got drunk, couldn't say ammonia. Sorry, Mickey, I'm not going to tell the story. Allegedly, drunk driver nearly collides with Chief Minister Pramod Sawant's convoy at Amona. 4 arrested. Dude, this is a cop.
That's really bad.
I'm going to find that out for you. 1 second, Merv.
I believe I don't want to listen. We're only talking about it. Dabolim Airport to become a model of solar power generation in Goa. They want to use Dabolim. You know what? It's not being used as a flipping airport. They may as well use it for something good. Sorry, I'm only kidding. I love Dabolim, but I've got a beautiful airport a lot closer in Mopa. Why is all of a sudden the Dabolim needs to become a model of solar power generation? Why not across the state? What is that? It's a great idea. Drones on the beach. Dabolim to become a solar power generator. What is it about, Ajoy?
Oh, I'm just trying to find that.
Okay.
So they're receiving 1 crore of central assistance in order to implement solar energy.
There you go. That's a good cause. That's a good thing. That's great. That's awesome, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, Baba.
Just want to prove that my point that apparently it was a drunk police constable.
Dude.
ramming
CM convoy in Amona.
It didn't quite happen though, did it?
Police constable arrested for nearly ramming. But dude, how ironic is that? He's a cop. I don't even know. It says Bishuli, Baba. Amona's in Bishuli.
Yeah, it is. Somewhere there.
But that's the
If there was ever a problem in the Goa police, This proves it, man.
This is the guy in charge of plying the boats under the bridge. He was busy running into CM someone's convoy.
Unbelievable.
It's not funny. It's actually sad because he's a cop and he should be leading by example. But you have to talk about these things. You have to have a sense of humor living here, mate. I'm glad Dabolim they're getting money to make the airport a power generation model in Goa. Great power generation, solar, wind, whatever the case may be. Let's move forward. Use the money for the right reasons.
Yeah. But the thing is, there was one story, I think we've skipped over it.
Which one, sweetie?
It was relating to that hackathon that had happened recently.
There's another harebrained hackathon idea.
So that's why I was just wondering, because I was just wondering about that. It's trying to attract people who are going to come and live and work remotely at the shacks in Goa. But what I don't understand, I think I've mentioned it before, the missing link seems to be the internet connectivity. So I just don't understand how that is all happening without having that major link that it's basically talking about that.
And they want smart meters.
There you go. But that's the point, right? That's exactly the point. This is a harebrained scheme that's not been thought through, right?
Yeah.
So you want to have the hackathon, the shackathon, welcome digital nomads to Goa, blah, 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 but it hasn't been fully thought through.
Yeah.
How are they going to get connectivity? Good question, Joanne. But that's what these ministers, you've got a legislative assembly in Porvori, right?
Yeah.
This is what they should be discussing around a table.
Yeah.
And your chief minister presides and decides, listen, let's do this, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk to each other. It's not political. It's not along party lines.
Yeah.
It's having the smart people that have been hired, that have been elected into power to be able to do and resolve and fix these problems and move us forward.
But the thing is, they're talking about, the tourism department is talking about converting 2 ferry boats to be floating workspaces.
You're joking.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Ferry boats to be converted to workspaces.
Yeah.
Are you?
Co-working spaces. So that I was just kind of thinking.
You got to be kidding me, Joanne.
Yeah. I don't quite get the logic. Maybe it's just going to be amazing to be floating on the river, working, having a good view and being inspired and creative, but I'm not quite sure.
Restaurants and digital nomad hubs. It's such a great idea. It's a good idea, but the shit that you've tried to implement that hasn't worked so far, these are great. And I think it's a good idea, by the way. It's a great scene to have somebody on a boat, blah, 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 blah. But again, Ajoy, sorry, Baba. I'm just saying to you, everybody wants new and shiny. Who's going to maintain these and make sure the internet? What if you're in the middle of the river and the internet stops working?
I'm going to answer both of you. Back in the day, when we used to go on these cruise lines or this river cruises, they used to play one very famous song.
Sorry,
Fuloy.
Sorry, what song? Rosalina. What was the song? Sorry, dude.
Yada, Fuloy.
Nagare, sang Baba.
Fuloy ta.
Dukota marab.
Mangir dukota.
Ulon ola kita tari magi duste dukta maji. They used to do this back in the day, where they had these beautiful ferry boats that would They would bring people across and blah blah blah. Now they're trying to figure out the piedad. I've been on this ferry boat, but they want to turn them into cafes. Old ferry boats have become floating restaurants and workspaces. Mate, it's a great idea. Just like all the other great ideas, it's the implementation and the post maintenance and upkeep and making sure these ideas are great ideas, but you got to sustain and make sure that they look so beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, this is a good concept.
A year later, can you take a picture of that same boat and figure out if it looks the same?
But I think they're not seaworthy, and I think they have to remain moored.
Yeah,
to the dock.
That, yes.
No, that's a bummer, dude. Are you kidding me? I'm going to pay to get on a boat that sits tied to the dock. I may as well sit in a restaurant on the dock. I mean, that's stupid. I thought they would go down there, or even in the backwaters or something, dude.
The beauty of being on the river is the sights, sounds, smells, baby.
Dude, I would love to buy one of these boats. I would do a restaurant of my own, a bar of my own, where you could go out and I'm into music and alcohol. No, I can't. I'm not going to talk about it on the air, dude. I'm going to give somebody away my idea. Joanne, it's a good idea, but these are all great things, and I hope they work. And the people that are talking about them, I hope they make them happen. Can we talk about something a little bit more What do we want? Let's get into international stories. Can we talk about the CM in Telangana draws inspiration from Hitler? Is that a rumor?
That's a national story. That's elsewhere in India.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying to you, what's this all about? Why did we have this on the list? Hitler was a tyrant. Hitler was a nut job.
Yeah.
Revnath Hitler's remarks sparks a row. So who the hell is the CM of Telangana? Revnath Reddy.
Basically, this guy, there's some there's some project that they seem to have, and it's called Hydra with a double A. And he's saying that Hydra was Hitler's favorite word. And you kind of think, well, wherever that story ever came from, who on earth would even try and dredge that up and even utilize that language? Because, even if this guy has got an amazing scheme, I wouldn't really try and link that with one of the most notorious figures in history.
That doesn't make any sense. And I'm surprised that he would do that. I mean, this could have been taken out of context because we don't know more about it. But he is the CM, Revnath Reddy. He's going to take flack about it. Okay, yeah.
Marv, this is symptomatic of the type of politician that we have.
Why?
I'm sure there must be good intentions behind this so-called. What kind of scheme was it? Is this a water scheme? Or
something about a water scheme, lakes and nullas.
But not to understand that to cite a figure like Hitler and attribute your project to Hydra shows that they don't know anything about history.
He needs a PR person. Anybody with a brain would have told him, dude, bad idea. Sticking your finger in an electrical outlet when you're standing in water, bad idea. Using Hitler as a reference, bad idea. Using Hitler as a reference and a bad example is a good idea. But Hitler remark by Telangana CM sparks
smart meters. Bad idea. No.
Bullshit. You're like a typical Goan if you're going to be that way. And you're a typical Goan.
You were supposed to vote for me if I become chief minister.
Yeah, but I'm not going to vote for you if you're against a smart meter. I'm just saying, let's automate a lot more of your public. What are they called? Telephone, electricity, water bill, utilities. Ajoy. You spend the time, focus on catching the goddamn crooks, the law-abiding people like all of us that pay our taxes, that are happy to pay the bills. Make it simple. Go online and pay the bills. The people that are not. Have you ever been to the water authority, by the way, or the electricity department?
I've been in that
video. It's a mess.
It's a Bandhavi bridge. Marv.
It's a joke.
I'm going to wait till you have your new house. And then we'll see how that smart meter works out for you, my friends.
We would like solar and all sorts of stuff, but I want to do it all. It's allowed. I don't know.
Just for context, we just I remember stepping out of Merv's studio here, and right around the corner there was no signal. So
there is no. I'm telling you, in Borough.
There isn't.
Exactly.
But why has that not been fixed, Ajoy?
And by the way, this is the home of, or the birthplace of our ex-chief minister Manohar Parrikar. So what does it say, man?
No, it doesn't say it. It says your bonehead, whoever your minister is in charge of governing these telephone companies, should be implementing rules. If you want to operate in my state, I am the minister of XYZ. You need to have signal and connectivity for security reasons, for safety reasons. Every square inch in Goa needs to be covered because we're going to be rolling out these meters in the next 10 years. You would think they'd think like that, no, Ajoy?
I would think so.
Okay, forget about it. Cricket World Cup 2027 dates revealed. Yeah, we're talking about Cricket World Cup, mate. Screw this. Skip the story. Let's talk about the world.
I was just going to say International Yoga Day is on the 19th. So there's some huge celebrations.
It's not huge. It's huge. Are you saying huge because of yoga?
I said huge.
Oh.
I don't go huge. I said huge. So apparently... I don't know whether there's some other joke in there. I might have missed it. But anyway.
International Day of Yoga.
That's what she said.
Rosalina. I want to sing some Mandos re. And I need to say, Willie, kida hasta re? Bonfest. The Feast of St. Francis. No, St. Anthony. Bonfest. Now, can we sing a song? Can we sing a Goan song?
Come on.
Go for it.
Give me a song that I actually know the words.
Selena. Selena. And I would say
that's not a goddamn. Are you making it up? Rosalina. Rosalina.
Selena's not a song.
Well, who's the other one? You know what I'd love to meet? I'd love to meet Lorna. She's an icon. She is a rep, dude. She is the shiznit. You know what I'm saying?
She'll be in Sholim on 24th June.
Really? Can we go?
Yeah,
24th of June for what? What is she going there for?
Sanjao.
No!
Hey.
In the
Hopefully, I
Sanjo.
don't know. She's been there for all
Best
these
time
years.
ka tuka ek thapda dito lo.
Listen, you want to meet our greatest celebrity?
Who?
You have to go through this man on my left.
Who?
Willie.
We'll go through Willie to meet Lorna.
Yeah, he's going to be like, chaperoning her around. And
Dude,
and
I'm a huge
making
fan.
sure that she's taken care
By
of.
the way, you've got San Joao coming up on the
24th.
24th of this month, right?
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
got a big Christ the Redeemer statue, and all of a sudden, in Seoul, opposite the church,
Oh, yeah?
they have a huge San Joao party there, dude. Is that
Gotta
where
go.
Lorna's going to be?
We gotta
Yes.
go. We
I
gotta
love Lorna. I love her music. I think she's absolutely great. Sorry, Joanne.
No.
Yoga Day celebrated across iconic venues across the U.S.
Yeah.
That's from India, mate.
Oh, yeah, that's
give it
right.
to the world.
Which is great. So Yoga Day is
Mathematics.
on the 21st, which is next Sunday. But on the 19th, there's going to be a huge celebration. So it's going to be the 12th International Yoga Day. So there's going to be lots of celebrations and yogathons, I believe, in Washington, Times Square, Chicago, the Navy Pier and everything. So it's quite phenomenal, really. Because
it is
obviously
phenomenal.
that is India's gift to the world.
Mo, I got
It
a
is.
question for
Bolo
you.
Baba.
Which position will you be in, Yoga Day?
Horizontal position.
Oh, come on.
I do the downward dog. I do the
Maybe you can do that promo that you did last year that never played it out.
Oh,
You remember?
by the way, you stopped us. from
Beer
doing it.
yoga.
beer
Beer
yoga.
yoga.
You guys are a bunch of chickens. I did a really good promo of it. Hot beer. Is it hot beer? Is it naked yoga or something like that? No,
Eh?
hot, is it
No,
beer?
It's called
Beer pong.
beer yoga.
Whatever.
Beer pong, I
But
don't know.
you did the Goan version, Bioda yoga.
Beer. I'll do it with a bottle of Old Monk in my hand. You give me a
Guys,
bottle of Old Monk and I'll do
We
anything
lose
for you.
all of
Okay.
our women viewers after that.
Yeah, we lose them all, dude. You lose the women and the men. What are you trying to say there, Arjoy? You prick. Can we wind it down? Can we start talking about the World Cup? I'm so excited about the World Cup. In our office downstairs in Infinite, the Merv Enterprises office, we've got a football pool going.
Yeah.
And every week, my darling, I want you to be the roving report. Do we have an intro? Are we going to play the intro? I want to go through scores and know what's happening and who's winning and who's losing.
Okay.
So we've had a couple of matches, and by the way, this is why I'm wearing the shirt. See the shirt? This is for the Stars and Stripes, mate. I tell you what, they played such a brilliant game, and it was so. Here it is. Put this on the screen. Can we play this? They did such a. How much? Let's get ready to rumble. Watch it with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the World Cup now. Once every 4 years. We're talking about it every week we'll talk about it, yeah?
Yes.
Come on,
it's-
Joanne Brito, the World Cup segment with Joanne Brito. Go for it.
yeah. Okay. So who played the opening match, Merv? Can you remember?
Mexico, and the opening match was in Mexico,
Yeah.
and they played South Africa.
Yes. And do you
Mexico
know what
won.
the score was?
The score was 2-1.
It was 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah. Who?
3 red cards, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask you that, so you know that. So how many from each team went off?
3 from South Africa, 1 from Mexico.
No, there was 3 red cards.
Oh, yeah. So 2 South African, 4. But you know what? This has never been done. The whole World Cup last 2022. What are we in? 26 minus 4 is 22. The last 2022 World Cup, there were a total of 4 red cards. You had 3 red cards in this match. This referee was a Hitler, by the way.
Oh, hang on.
He was hardcore,
No,
dude.
come on.
He was hardcore. Everything was no yellow cards. I think he forgot the yellow card at
You
home.
must have been pissed off at DJT.
There were 3 red cards, direct red cards.
Yeah, there were. So one from Mexico went off just before the end as well. So in the opening ceremony in Mexico.
Shakira.
So yeah, how many times has she performed at the World Cup?
I don't know, but every time she shakes, I think of a drink that I want to have.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Bolo.
Do you like the latest song from her for the World Cup or the previous one?
No,
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
I haven't even heard it. So
It's
I
called
don't-
Die
She's
Die,
better.
isn't it? I don't like it. I don't even know what that's really meaning.
She was the opening act. Come on, we got to talk about it.
She's performed 4 times at the World Cup, so that's even more than some of the players have performed.
Well done. Joanne, I got to ask you, every week we're going to see, there's going to be a lot of games every week for the next how many weeks, sweetie?
Yeah, so for the next 4 weeks, yeah. So essentially, I got up at 6:20 this morning to see the Scotland match. So
We both got up this morning at 6. Come
no,
on.
you never. I was listening to it with my AirPods.
You got up to watch Scotland play Haiti.
Yes, I know. So they beat them 1-0. So that was fantastic. So
Joy, how sad is it that Haiti's in the World Cup and India isn't?
Very sad. But I'm not sad right now.
You're busy watching Shakira. That's why.
Shakira's smoking hot, man.
Dude, that girl's gonna pull a bone in her hip. She keeps moving like that, dude.
No, she's not gonna pull a bone.
Smoking.
Oh, somebody else.
be aware of it. So you've got CONMEBOL, which is the South American contingent. So they have 2, 4, 6 teams that have there. How come Haiti have been able to qualify? Because they've been able to field 3 teams from the CONCACAF. So that's essentially how that's occurred. So Qatar actually scored their first ever goal at a World Cup final.
What?
Wow.
Even though they hosted.
What do you mean
last
first
time.
ever? First time they've ever scored a goal?
Yeah. So they
How
scored.
did they qualify without scoring goals?
I believe, well,
They
because they
gave
because
somebody
of
some
their
oil.
overall rankings and things like that. So they played Switzerland yesterday. So they had a draw 1-1. Brazil and Morocco, that was 1-1.
Brazil should have killed Morocco.
Well, actually,
1-1.
It was 1-1, so it was a draw, and Morocco scored the opener, and Brazil were quite lethargic initially. They kind of came to life a little bit, but that means that Scotland are basically top of their table, which is amazing because they've waited 28 years, I think 28 years to get back to the World Cup.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Can I throw a damper on your parade and just mention one really bad, really sad thing that happened?
What?
There was a Somali referee that wasn't
Yeah, that
allowed
was really bad.
allowed a visa, dude.
Yeah.
This poor guy who's worked his whole life. He's one of the best goddamn referees in Africa or whatever.
Yeah.
Because of DJT's stupid rules and laws, he was barred from entering the U.S. because he came from Somalia, which is on the list of countries that they're not giving visas.
But I tell you what, the Somalis still welcomed him back with a huge reception. Did you see that video?
Yes,
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
that was,
I'll pull it up for you.
that was lovely. I mean,
They've got some of the most stunning women in the world, Somali women and Ethiopian food, my 2 favorite. Anyway, we digress. Sorry. So go on, tell us. Did the U.S. kick ass or what? 4-1?
4-1. Yeah, so
Not
they've
even
come
Brazil,
out-
love.
They're,
Not
they're
even
out
Brazil.
the gate fast, so good on them.
Has England played yet?
No, they're playing on Wednesday.
All right.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. They're playing Croatia. So
Who are you rooting
actually
for, Waves?
Who do you think? They're a really, really strong team, in fact, Croatia. But of course, I'll always be rooting for England come hell or high water. So.
I know you will. So like I mentioned to you, for the next month, I want you to do this bit where you mention winners and losers, all the games as it takes us to the quarters, semis, and then the finals.
Yeah.
This happens once every 4 years, my darling. Let's make it. Let's enjoy this.
I was going to say, let's. If you're a little bit hungry, Merv, we'll focus back on the mascots next week.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
got-
What about the that was a cute little
We've
gauchito.
got 3 mascots because obviously
Look at this
it's
guy.
every
That's the
country.
Somali dude that didn't get
Yeah.
entry. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for the
Coming
country.
back like a hero, as they should. I think it's a proud moment for
Absolutely.
them.
Now, this is the kind of welcome that Yash Fadte should be receiving every time he comes back to Goa, comes back to India. This is only a referee, dude. And it's a sad
Only,
state.
he's a referee.
No, I don't mean anything against the ref. I'm just saying to you, it's a shame that he couldn't make it and do his thing. But he got a hero's welcome for not being able to perform, and good for him and his people. Yes.
Yeah.
But this is what the kind of backing that Yash should be getting every time he sets foot in India. He should have crowds of people out there supporting him, the government backing him, being given all the frills and fancies and the benefits. And it's
Yeah.
sad.
He was named the best African referee last year, and he couldn't even get into the US to actually fulfill his duties as a FIFA approved referee.
That's sad.
It's terrible. And the thing is, I think it's really terrible also that Iran can only fly in and out of the US for their matches. They have to stay in Mexico. They can't stay in the US. They have to fly in and out. And the thing is, there's additional things around this whole thing. Obviously, when it's up and running, everyone's rooting for different teams and stuff, which I absolutely love. But people have had to spend absolute fortunes in order to
expensive.
get there. And, there's such a huge disparity because, of course, in Mexico, they were talking in the UK press about the fact that it's maybe £2 a pint to get a beer
That's
at the
reasonable.
stadium, which is one of the cheapest. I think it's like second cheapest in the whole of the tournament. But that compared to LA, which would be the equivalent of about £12 a pint. And
It's different, but you're talking about two different times. Mexico's very different from Los Angeles.
Of course it is, Mervyn. But the whole thing is, what I don't quite understand is where they're playing the matches with France in within their table. They have to travel a total of 600 miles in order to complete their matches. England have to travel 6,000 miles in order to complete all their matches. So I just don't quite get it. It's just like here, there, and everywhere. It seems very strange.
All I know is if
I
had the money to go, I would want to go and watch the World Cup in South America.
You have the money to go. How about having a mic that can hear you so we can hear you speak?
That's you. That's where you should have the money.
He's turned you down.
It would be really, and this is another big bummer about the fact that the poor referee, the Iran situation where they've got to fly in and out, all this bullshit, geopolitics or politics and sports don't mix. But the thing that makes me really sad, and I get very excited, is that everything is so expensive and it cannot be enjoyed by the normal day-to-day people. That's what the World Cup should all be about.
But can I just sort of end on a little bit of a positive, because John McGinn, who scored for Scotland, he has this celebration, which is like where he does this and like covers his eyes.
What's that mean? Like a superhero.
He does that. We used to do that for the Dam Busters, but basically I looked it up online. Essentially, this was in tribute to his nephew, because his nephew, who didn't have the best eyesight, so when he was 5, he was told he had to wear glasses or those sporting goggles. And so as a tribute to his nephew, so that he would feel more positive about wearing the goggles, every time he scores, he does that.
That is a good story.
Isn't that lovely?
That's a
Can you
lovely
get a photograph of John McGinn up?
That is a good story. And you know what? Somebody like that would do that, who would go out of his way to make his nephew feel special.
Yeah, John McGinn celebration. Just put goal celebration.
Sweetie, so they won 2-0. 2-0.
They're 1-0. So
1-0.
Yeah, so they're basically
Scotland?
Yeah, and
only
they've
never
goal. But they're the only team to have qualified so many times for the World Cup and never got beyond the first round. So they're really hoping. Just type in. Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference. I'm just saying I think that's a really, really good tidbit. You make a good sporting reporter. Here it is. Expecting John McGinn's signature. There it is. Wait for it.
That's not it. That's for his coach, that one. Do the World Cup one. That was for his coach.
You know what? That's what makes news reports and any reports interesting, because it's these little tidbits that you'd never know.
Mm-hmm.
And as an uncle, I know how important it is to make your nephews and nieces feel special. But how many more? So
just type in sporting celebration for nephew.
Okay. Can we continue with the show in the meantime?
That's basically it.
So why don't you have that on the screen? What I'm saying to you is, how many more? This match is going to be held every day, but the sad thing is it's at a different time zone. It's all during the night, right? For us in India.
Yeah.
So you've got multiple games every day?
Yes, yeah. So we've got, there's multiple fixtures coming up. So Germany are going to be playing later. I think Netherlands are also playing later. So it's going to be a packed agenda, just full of packed timetable. Just see if they just do. Oh, it's not done.
Let's move on. We got to call it a day, dude.
There.
Where?
That's it. The still. You've got the still of it.
I'm so impressed, because this happens once every 4 years, and I see how the there it is. Scotland's McGinn explains his unique goal celebration. He's a good uncle, dude.
Yeah,
that's a cool cat. Very nice.
Lovely.
Joanne, this is once every 4 years. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I would love to go and see the World Cup, especially in the States. But at the end of the day, this is for the people. This is for the Joe Schmo who works 9 to 5. It's not just for the millionaires and the big boys.
It shouldn't be, no. I mean, the thing is, obviously, the stars have been out in force. So I think the opening ceremony, you had Tom Cruise, you had David Beckham and all of that. I saw Rod Stewart. He was at the match last night as well. But the thing is, I went to the World Cup in 1994 when it was first ever held in the US. And, you know, I know how much money I had to spend, go and stay with a friend, all of that kind of stuff. But, inflation was very, very different back then. It was a whole different economic situation.
Yeah.
But, it was truly, truly worth it. I absolutely loved it, I have to say. So I saw 2 matches at the Foxborough Stadium, which was great.
I mentioned the Foxborough Stadium. It's one of the biggest, one of the best stadiums, dude. That's where my main man, who's my favorite football quarterback after Joe Montana? Dan Marino. Who's my main man?
GOAT.
John,
What's his
the
name? What's-
GOAT. Come on.
Yeah, I've forgotten his name. He lost all his
The
money.
New
didn't he?
England Pats coach, 7 or 8 Super Bowl rings, dude.
Yeah.
He was the man. Let me tell you, this is something that's happening, that's going on right now. And we are going to be talking about it. Anybody in the office pool leading right now, by the way?
Well, Sanchita, I suppose, if you're on goals scored
Sanchita Barreto.
because of USA scoring 4.
Okay. Let's wind it down, mate. Can we do the outro? We're going to do it again. We do it. Let's do it now.
Outro.
The same promo video, guys. Thanks for showing for the pre-show meeting. Well done. This is us. This is the one and only World Cup. Que ore. Gale. God damn it. We got a crack team. I swear to God.
We'll start again.
They're watching the highlights.
That is exciting, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to now when we want to do it. We wanted to do it once. Now they want to do it again.
They mentioned Nigeria. I saw them play twice. in the
Wonderful.
World Cup
Good for
in
you.
94.
Well, I'm proud of you. This monsoon's supposed to have started, by the way. I don't know why the monsoon hasn't started. Is there a reason that the monsoon hasn't started? We should by the 5th or 6th or 7th of June, no?
El Nino.
It did rain,
Yeah, but it's been raining because of the
but
storm.
apparently this year's monsoon isn't going to be good. And it may have to do with the El Nino effect.
Yeah.
That Mexican guy, nobody's ever seen him, dude. El Nino. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the monsoon because I see that beautiful picture behind me, and that's what our beautiful Go, the best time of year to be in Go. We love this place. We do the show every week, once a week, Sunday, live, and you can tell by all the fun and the screw-ups that we have. We do the show live from Goa because that's what we're passionate about. We talk about some contentious topic, but it's all from a position of love. We talk about a lot of people and good and bad and many different things. There are some good people out there working very hard, doing a great job. We don't mean to put anybody down, but at the end of the day, you've got to make these topics and these things that we're talking about known and put them out there and have people get involved. We do the show live every Sunday. Anyone from anywhere can get in touch with anybody else living anywhere.
Yeah.
Through the show on our social media handles. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of another edition of the Merv Brito Show. Willie, can we put the social media handles one last time before we go? Anywhere you get your social media handles, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a like, share, and subscribe to our channel. But we'd really like to know what you're thinking about the things that we're talking about. Until next week.
Hang on.
Yes, ma'am.
Wednesday's a big day, 17th. It's Big Phil's birthday. Love you to bits. Have a great year, but come on, England.
Philip Gardner.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a hell of a birthday gift if they won, no? Until the next week, until next Sunday,
Yep.
I hope you have a great week. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the team here at the Merv Brito Show, have a, yes, Mr. Barreto.
Sorry, Mo.
Tell me.
I want to ask Joanne, is she keeping up late nights watching these
Yes.
matches? Oh
And
my
guess
God.
when she keeps up late night, who has to, I'm in
My
the same
God.
bed as my
you
wife.
get a fanatic. Unbelievable.
6 o'clock this morning, and she. Can I tell you why she's the luckiest woman in the world? Because she's got an understanding husband. I've got a 75-inch TV in front of my bed, and it lights up the room. And I'm asleep, but guess what? My wife gets to watch football.
But you know what, Merv? I can understand her passion because I was up wrongly so today to watch the big UFC shindig that's going to happen at the White House tomorrow.
Has it started already?
It's tomorrow morning.
No, but the match is there's only one day.
It's a one-day affair.
It's for DJT's birthday.
But you know what? It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable.
It's on the White House prop on
Is
the
he
lawn.
in the ring? Is he getting in the ring for his birthday?
It is for his birthday. I thought his birthday was today.
Is it?
Yeah, his birthday Sunday.
Okay.
So the fights were going to happen on his birthday.
But it's billed as a celebration of 250 years. So
Happy birthday, Donald Trump. And like you keep saying, you've got the Iran war in hand. Everything's been settled. It's done. We're done. We're done. As soon as I end this war, we can have all these boats, this thing cruise through the Straits of Hormuz and bring the petrol prices and gas prices down. DJT, happy birthday, mate. I don't agree with a lot. I do agree with some of the stuff he does, but all in all, he's a person amongst himself. I don't know what that means.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Donald Trump. Enjoy all the UFC fights. Like I said, when I started to say, we do the show live every Sunday, 6 p.m. Until next Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day, a brilliant evening, and an even more special week. Until we see you next, I was going to wish everybody.
Have a great week.
Have a great week.
Happy
Merv Brito,
feast.
happy feast. Yeah, but that's what I wanted to say. Willie, go on.
Happy feast to all of Saint Anthony.
I love Saint.
In English, mate.
happy feast of Saint Anthony.
To all the Seal cars.
To all the Seal cards.
Bonfest.
Bonfest.
And until next week, we'll see you then. Take care.